Oregon played Texas Tech. There was a guy on the field for Texas Tech. He's a DB. His name is Tyler Owens. And he is at the Combine. And now this audio is a little tough to hear, so if you don't hear it, we'll recap it for you, but I want to see if you can make this out. He's at the podium, and he is famous. So he's being asked about this because he's already said this at one time, but he said he doesn't believe in space.
What do you mean, like
outer space?
Yeah.
No.
It's not there.
That's not.
Yeah. You want to hear what he says?
I would like to hear what he says. Yeah.
You guys are discussing that you don't believe in.
Nah, I don't believe in space. I'm like, I'm more religious, so I think like we're just running right now. I don't think there's like other planets and other stuff like that. I don't know.
What led you to that point to believe that?
Well, like I thought you should believe like the heliocentric thing, like we get some power around the sun and stuff, but then like I started seeing like flat Earth stuff, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. And they start bringing up valid points.
Okay.
I don't know. Could be real. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, so you can't really tell.
This is tough.
You couldn't hear.
I heard something about like, nah.
He said, they said, what made you believe that? And he said, well, basically, I'm just, I'm pretty religious. And then he said, I started.
Religion has something to do with this?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You can corkscrew religion into anything.
I
justify
guess.
anything, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And then he said, I started seeing some flat Earth stuff, and I thought, wow. Well, because what do you call it? What's the word you use when like everything revolves around the sun, right? What's that word? He used that word, so he actually has somewhat of a brain.
I don't know.
I don't even remember the word. Anyway, he's like, I used to believe in that.
Yeah, here's what he said. He said that, I don't believe in space. I'm real religious, so I think we're alone right now. I don't think there's other planets and other stuff like that.
Oh my God.
He then went on to say, I thought I used to believe in the heliocentric thing. Where we used to revolve around the sun and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I started seeing flat Earth stuff, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. They started bringing up valid points. So, I mean, I don't know. Could be real, couldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tyler Owens. What do you think about that?
Well, one, I think he's a moron.
Flat Earth, baby.
This is the problem, though. More information is available to us than ever before, and I swear to God, we're getting dumber. We're getting dumber.
It's just him. It's not.
It's all of us. It's just we're.
I mean,
I don't believe in space.
I don't like being lumped in with this guy.
Can I? You don't believe in other planets?
I know.
What?
That's the worst one.
You can see them. I don't.
I wish somebody would have followed up with, what are the valid points about the Earth being flat? Good grief, dude.
I just am amazed at the level of dum-dums. And I shouldn't be, but...
No, you shouldn't. Here's another one. Buck found this guy. He is a tight end draft prospect by the name of Tip Ryman.
Ooh, good name, by the way.
Wonder if he plays around with Pork Johnson.
I think he played at Illinois. Yeah, Pork Johnson and Tri-Tip Ryman.
There you go.
That's my team.
Jeff Rust, by the way, said you named Dirt's second kid today, Pork Johnson.
Yeah, Pork Johnson.
Dirt and pork.
This is my son, Pork
I think
Johnson.
the first one they're going with, I think he wanted to call him Teddy.
Teddy Ballgame.
Is that Dirt's kid's name, Teddy?
No,
it's Theodore. I think he might be Theo, but they are also calling him Teddy.
I think Dirt has wanted to call him Teddy, but Pork Johnson's even better. Dirt, this is Dirt and my kid Pork.
He said, this guy's quote that is making the rounds, he said, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? How do we know the power lines aren't pigeon recharging stations?
He's a part of the Birds Aren't Real movement.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever seen a baby pigeon, according to him. You only see
Have you ever
adult
seen a
pigeons.
baby pigeon? Huh? These guys are onto something.
We need the sheer stupidity, right? Where's the
youngs are getting smart.
Where's the Herzog quote? The sheer stupidity of or whatever that is that we have.
Oh,
where is that one?
The enormity of their stupidity is just overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Just sometimes, it's just.
I think it's awesome that pigeon recharging station conspiracy theories are emerging at the Combine.
I'm not sure which is worse.
Of all places.
Not believing in space and stuff because I'm pretty religious, or pigeon recharging station.
Well, let's go. Power rank the three. You don't believe in space.
That's number one.
You think the Earth is flat. Or you believe in pigeon recharging stations.
Number one. Number one is space. It just
Okay.
and other planets and stuff. That's
he doesn't think they're real.
that's number one. That big phony
think-
Saturn.
To be fair, he said could be,
Yeah.
couldn't be.
Can
So,
I,
he left it open.
Let me defend him for a moment.
Please.
Is it possible that he was just talking about other life
It
and he
doesn't.
got confused?
I don't think so.
I think that's what he was saying.
He said he didn't believe in other planets.
He said that, but I don't think that's what he meant. I think what he meant was, I believe we're alone. We're like God created us, like type of thing.
Yeah. And so he's just
I
confusing.
think he's just
Does he know-
not very well
Does
spoken.
he know that there are other planets out there that don't have life on them? Is he familiar with that? Look,
yeah, like I said, I think he
that guy, and I don't mean to call anyone out, but he's 2/3 a moron.
I mean, the
and-
first thing he said is, I don't believe in space,
Yeah.
not I don't believe in extraterrestrial life.
Look, I'm just trying to
Yeah, I know you are.
You really
It's a
can't.
read.
It's
trying to
just-
help the guy.
But you know what? He can play football, and you don't
That's
need
right.
to know about space.
You
to-
drafting that guy after that? Does that matter?
I don't know. Well, Deion Sanders said that it doesn't matter when it comes to defensive players. You don't mind drafting dum-dums.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if he can cover, he can cover.
how good. Yeah. Look,
See ball, get ball.
I hate to be the one to, like, I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I was often floored at the level of just the interesting folks that I bummed across in my time in the NFL. There's some you have to be football smart. You got to be able to digest a certain level of information, but you can be very, very naive to the outside world and be very good at the foosball. And that has not changed. But that level where you don't believe in space and stuff.
Does that make you want to go to Texas Tech?
Well, and this is what I say all the time, like the idea of student athletes, and I don't even blame these kids. I played with guys at BYU that were like this. They're incapable of being in college, and it's not their fault. It's you
Yeah,
put
it's not the right
you
place.
put them in classes, and and then obviously they're passed through and they're given easy majors and they get tutors and work is done for them, and professors just kind of scoot them aside. And people get very critical of that. But that man and a lot of these guys, they can't exist on those campuses. They do not. It'd be like if you dropped us right now in the middle of an astrophysics class and we're like, hey, good luck. Like you just, or like you had to go sign up for a math class. You had to sign up for a high level algebra class. Oh, and by the way, it was taught in Mandarin Chinese. Like you don't have the skills. You're a man in a land of soup and you're only armed with a fork. It just doesn't work. And so I don't fault those kids. The system has failed them. But yeah, you run into some very, very interesting people in the world of professional sports.
Can I also give you a little pigeon lesson?
Yes.
The reason we don't see baby pigeons, which you don't really, is because they don't leave the nest until they're grown.
Look at you.
Is that the same for crows? Because the Vancouver 4 text line wants to know why we don't see baby crows either, that this bird thing may have some legs.
I like the people that are against evolution because, there was man and there were apes. Why is there no man ape?
And Suke, one of these times when Rop was out, you and I talked about the terrifying cassowary bird.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
maybe we should introduce this guy to a cassowary and tell him that birds aren't real men.
Dude, that thing is the most terrifying creature on the planet. Like, if you want to know what happened to the dinosaurs, look at that freaking thing, because that's all that is waiting to peck your eye out. And by the way, I have no idea if they're smart or not, but we talked about old Pork Johnson, as you like to call him, or Chop Robinson, who ran a 4.48. Dallas Turner, the defensive end outside linebacker for the Crimson Tide, 255 pounds. He just ran 4.47. And then Peyton Wilson, who's the inside linebacker from North Carolina State, he's 240. He ran 4.44. So
Yes, but do
Yikes.
they believe in pigeon recharging stations?
that I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I think they could race a pigeon and probably win. Because I'm sorry, for 240 to 260 pound men, that is insane. 240 and you ran 4.4? Good Lord.
And by the way,
wait. Because of the Lord, I don't believe in space as well. Just
okay.
want that out there.
And on the baby crow subject,
Yeah.
they're everywhere. I don't know what that guy's talking about. What, does he live in a prison?
I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever seen a baby crow. That seemed had validity to me.
You've never seen a baby crow?
I feel like I've seen just the giant ones, the
Start-
big-ass crows around my
Start
house.
looking for baby crows
Where will I find them?
with other crows.
I have a bunch of crows at my house. They're
Babies?
everywhere.
Or just adults?
You know what? I'm gonna be. As far as I know,
They're probably charged on your solar panels, dude.
as far as I know, Those are full-grown crows, but those things are everywhere.
But
And by the way,
sometimes-
those crows are asses because they bully all the other birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crows are kind of taking over. The sometimes the baby crows look bigger than you would think, though. So
Yeah.
because they don't, again,
Yeah. They
it takes them a while to leave
wait.
them.
They're not just born and then
I mean,
just
all-
out
They're
there
like
it's-
pork
cruising
chop.
around.
They're born 15 pounds.
It's a simple Google search. I mean, you don't have to go to college to understand this stuff.
Oh, because it's on Google now, it's fact?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
You just keep believing in
Come to
birds,
my
man.
Google University.
It's still not as
It's better than Texas Tech.
It's not as bad as I don't believe in space and stuff.
I don't know, man. You can like reach out and probably touch a bird tomorrow. Space at least is harder to wrap your head around, I think.
How is it harder to look up? What happens?
Look around the birds in
It's
the
just
trees
black,
right there.
man.
They're
If
not
you just
fake.
keep going up, do you run into God
I
if
mean,
you just
obviously-
go high enough?
Obviously,
Probably.
they are both ridiculous, but I think the birds aren't real thing is way harder to believe.
I need to talk to this man. I would love to sit down and what satellites? You have a cell phone in your pocket right now. You have a smartphone. Yes. Where do you think the signal comes from on that?
Sky. Way up
God,
there,
the-
but not outer space.
The Lord. the Lord.
Not heliocentricity.
The Lord created Apple. Unbelievable.
Is it?
It really is. I would think that somewhere along the way, some sort of intelligence would have been knocked into your head, but
Nah. He's young.
Those
yet.
scientists better check their hypotenuses, dude.
All right.
Was it who had one during the Hard Knocks? What quarterback had something like this?
Well, it was Jared Goff.
Yeah,
He
what
didn't
was
know
it?
where the sun rose.
He
or
didn't know
set.
which west or
Oh, yeah,
east of
west
the
or
sun,
east.
I think is what he was
Yeah,
saying.
was that the one?
Right?
He couldn't figure out where the sun rose and,
Yeah.
and set.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
look, that may have looked bad, but in this thing,
The sun clearly sets in the east.
and
Even a
this
fool knows that. Even Tyler Owens knows that.
and this whole rotation, dude, that guy's Neil deGrasse Tyson compared to that.